Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with Open Mic Live. It's December 9th, 2021. Oh, it is going fast. But as always, a word from our sponsors.
At InDigital, we know that public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESI net goes beyond industry standards, not only I3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
Here in Greenville County, we have 8 different places where a 911 call can be answered.
It is the largest county in South Carolina. It's a challenge.
The type of information that a telecommunicator gets from Radius Plus is location-based technology. You can see where the caller is, if they have a medical issue, if they speak a different language. They're immediately able to text to that caller in their native language. It reduces response times because it immediately gets first responders where they need to be.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. It is December 9th, 2021, and we are here for Open Mic Live. We are back at a regular time, Thursday. Woo! This live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, Rapid Deploy, as well as Carbine. A big shout out to patrons, as always. Thank you so very much for everything. Episode 417 went out, and 418 is coming up next. It's already out to patrons, and the teaser is out there, so make sure to check that out as well. We've got some folks that are jumping into the comments here already, so roll call as always. Where are you watching from, and how are you feeling? How are you doing? It is Thursday, as I mentioned, so on a scale of 1 to 10, and we'll make sure to check in at the end. If not, somebody remind me. But on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, of course, and then 10 being awesome, how are you feeling? I am way up there. I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a good day. It has been excellent. And also, if this is your first time at Open Mic Live, throw that in the comments as well, because I like to see when people are coming in, are new, and it's just always good. If you are new, Open Mic Live, this is where we get together to share the funny 911 shit that happens, funny 911 calls, incidents, anything like that. And, we just take about an hour or so out of our time to get together and share these stories to just, heal through the power of not only storytelling, but also laughter, because laughter is good medicine, right? It is always good. We always have fun here. So let's see. We've got Carly up in here. We've got James, South Jersey. Caitlin, upstate South Carolina here. Awesome. Marco, Philly, PA at an 8 and first time. Welcome. Let's see. Carly says, Georgia here, feeling a 5, tired as fuck. Damn. Well, hopefully we can get your number up there a little bit more. And then James, I am 5. Crap, going down at the workplace, and 901 says was tossed out. I know. What the hell? Got tossed out like a wrestler in a cage match. What the? So much craziness going on. But again, we're going to be talking here. We're going to be doing so many things. And also, if you have any funny stories, any funny 911 stories, throw them in the comments, please. I read them for you. And sometimes, every so often, my mom will jump into the comments, and it makes it even more funny then, because then I'm not sure what to read. Because it's my mom, it's my mom. So yes, thank you all for joining. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. There are a couple things that I want to mention right off the bat. So last week we had, was it last week? The week before? November 30th. We had 2 different sessions with Nina, and we had a virtual town hall, which was amazing for both of them. And then I gave away 10 dispatcher call taker memberships. Okay, 10 of them. And I put the information out there of those who won. And Nina will actually, I sent all the information out to Nina, and they're going to be getting a hold of all of you. So if your name was on there, they will be getting a hold of you soon, and getting all the information, sending you a welcome packet and everything else. And Aaron, yes, it was a great, great town hall. Yes. So Nina will be getting a hold of all of you for the memberships that are going in there. And so very exciting. It was awesome to be able to give back and everything else. And see, James says we have to bring back the call in option. I know, man. I'm trying to. I don't want to do it with my regular phone. I'm trying to snag a different phone to be able to do that, and then I can do it, or I can install a landline and do that as well. So hello everyone who is jumping in. Karen, what is going on, homie? What is going on? Oh, as Karen is jumping in, I got my shirt on. I'll be talking about that here a little bit later. But I wanted to make sure to mention the Nina Town Hall, because I know I got a couple of emails from folks who were winners for the memberships. So I wanted to, I let them know already, the couple that emailed me, but everyone else, just make sure you know that Nina will be reaching out to you for that. Also, we got some awesome stuff going on. The Denise Amber Lee Foundation has partnered up once again with me, as Within the Trenches Media, to power their Be the Difference conference. So Be the Difference 2022 is coming up, and I want to share this here really quick on the screen. Bam, there we go. So here is the main promo for promo banner, that is, for the Be the Difference conference, Be the Difference 2022. And this is going to be January 31st through February 2nd. And this is going to be on Crowdcast, just like last time. And it is one that you do not want to miss. So make sure to go out to this web address here, and I'm going to be putting it in the comments as well. You can go there and you can register, and go ahead and register now. What the hell? Make sure to do it, because there are going to be, the first one had over 4,000 attendees, 4,000 attendees worldwide. Amazing. So awesome for the first one. Very, very good. So many speakers, industry partners, all of it. There was so much that was going on. It was such a good one. And so this next one, there's going to be 23 speakers, 21 hours of virtual training, and it's all free. So make sure to register now. Even if you can't attend live, you can always go back and you can watch them on demand on your time. So make sure to go and check that out. We're really excited. There's going to be a lot more details coming soon. We've got the agenda that's going to be going up, and so much more. So make sure to look out for that. Also, this virtual event will be available forever. For as long as I have that account, it is going to be up there, and they will end up having, the videos and everything else, the presentations rather, for that event, to put up, so anywhere else that they want to after that. So again, the Be the Difference Conference, Be the Difference 2022, put on by the Denise Amberleaf Foundation, empowered by Within the Trenches Media. You've got sponsors already that are jumping on. So if you're an industry partner and you're watching this right now, make sure to get a hold of the Denise Amberleaf Foundation and jump on, sign up to be a sponsor. We've got Motorola already. There is Nice is on there, Evans, Concept Seating, and Frontline Solutions. Those are already the industry partners that are jumping on right now. So make sure to get involved and just jump in. Be a sponsor for this awesome virtual event. So make sure to check it out. Once again, the information is right there. And I put in the comments where you can go to find out more about this virtual event, as well as how to register. And again, it's for free. So make sure to check that out. It is going to be a good time, and there was so much stuff that we did in preparation, and we're preparing now. I've been going over to flying out to Florida to meet with them and work with them and do a bunch of different things. And my mom lives there too, so I get to see my mom. So that's really good. We get to have a lot of fun there. So the next thing I want to talk about here really quick before we get into some of these funny stories is I want to talk about something that's going on right now for the week. This started just a couple days ago, and this is the end of the year fundraiser that the 911 Wonder Women, 911 Wonder Women Inc. is doing right now. Another amazing nonprofit. So I want to throw this this link up here. So this will be donating for an amazing cause. So make sure to go there and check it out. I want to play something here really quick as well. I've got too many things open right now, so I'm looking all over the screen. But there is a lot that has been going on in this first year of this, just such just an awesome, powerful nonprofit organization in 911 Wonder Women Inc. And Sarah Weston has done a phenomenal job, and everyone who has helped out as well. So this video here is something that she put together, and it's just a recap. So I just want to show all of you everything that's been going on, the stuff that's been going on this past year. So let me play this here. We'll check this out. Yeah, that was just a recap of this past year and everything that this phenomenal nonprofit organization has done. I put the link in the comments. You can see it right here on the screen as well. There's 5 days, and it looks like 2 hours remaining in this campaign. Again, this is the end of the year fundraiser, so if you can, please share that, donate, and just everything for this for 911 Women Inc. And this is to strengthen and support the women of 911. The goal is $15,000 so far. They're at 3,265. So again, there's 5 days left. Please make sure to share this and donate and just everything. It's been amazing. It has been really, really cool to see how far this organization has come, and just all organically as well. It's just amazing, amazing stuff. So again, make sure to check that out, and we'll be checking in with them later on as time goes on to see how everything has come out. I'm going to take a quick swig, and no, this is not a beer. I haven't had a drink in over 3 years, so I'm just saying because of the way the can looks. But it's chamomile. It's tea. I'm simply drinking tea. Usually I'm drinking a kombucha, but I don't have any kombucha, so I decided to drink some tea. It's actually pretty damn good too, in case you were wondering. I know you're not, but those were the things that I wanted to come up and share and talk about here right in the beginning of Open Mic Live, and just so much stuff that's going on, and I'm just excited and humbled, just blessed to be part of all of this with both of these awesome nonprofits and all the other projects that I have coming up. So I will say, as we're getting into some of the more funny stories and other stuff that's going on here, that I had a great opportunity to be able, as you can see back there, I have my screen printing press, and I have cleaned some of the screens because I got a chance to work on some awesome t-shirts. And this was done for the Florida NINA conference. And this is for my good friends over at Rapid SOS. So, of course, I had to make myself one, and I'm wearing it right now. So it's got like a vintage feel to the shirt, and then super soft. And you've got their original logo there, but I have it like all like cracked and worn and everything to give it kind of that rock t-shirt look. So I'm wearing it today, but also stay tuned because there's going to be an announcement coming up. I'm pretty excited about it. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with the podcast, but you'll see. You will see. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm very excited, and it's just going to be good stuff. It is going to be excellent. So make sure to watch out for that. I think they're all, most of them right now are over at like headquarters and stuff because they're having a holiday party. So if you're there, what's up? What's going on? And I look forward to what's coming up. Yes, you'll see. It is going to be cool. All right. So, do you have any funny 911 stories? If so, throw them in the comments there, especially if it has anything to do with Christmas, or the winter months. Because if you're in a spot where it snows, there's a lot of shit that happens, right? When we're working in dispatch. I know that me working in Michigan, there were a lot of times, and actually, I'm not going to say it. Just there was a lot of times. It happened every time. Okay, people have been living in Michigan and in states where it snows for years, right? But for some reason, people forget how to drive in the snow. I remember sitting in dispatch, coming in and just knowing that we were going to get destroyed, like raw dog style. Like we were going to get rocked because it was the first snow of the year. And it just seems like everyone forgets So they're going up and down US 131, which is a dangerous highway because there's always accidents there. And sure enough, people are going into the ditch or the median. And I think we mentioned that before. We've talked about this before on this broadcast, where it seems like in different states, people have a different name for the median. You know, the part that's in between the highway going different directions, that grassy part there in the middle. We call it a median, but people would call in and either call it the divider or the meridian, or what else was there? Oh man, there was so many different ones, but the meridian was always one that made me crack up. Every time I'd get a phone call and someone would call in and say, "Yeah, we nobody's hurt, everything's fine. We're at, such and such mile marker, either north or south or whatever, of what mile marker. We slid in, like we lost control and we slid into the meridian." Excuse me? Where are you at? The meridian. Like in the middle of the highway, right? Like the median? Well, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. What do you call it in your area? Is it the median? Is it the meridian? Is it the grassy patch? Okay, that actually kind of sounded bad. My bad. See, Carly says in Georgia it rarely snows, but these people can't even drive in good weather, let alone throwing any other challenges at them. Oh, that is funny. That is funny right there. Yeah, we there was always a time. And then there would be so many cars that were going into the ditch or the meridian. Um Officers would have to go by and they would say, "Have you gotten a call on a, black Pontiac GT?" And we're like, "Yeah, we did get, what's the plate?" And we would give the plate back and they're like, "Okay, yeah, 10-4. Just be advised, I'm going to put out a flare." So they would bust out a flare and put it next to the car. And then we would get people calling and calling. They'd say, "I think the car's on fire." Like, no, 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 no. Well, double check as you're passing by. Do you actually see flames, or is it a flare? Because they're marking out vehicles that they've already been to. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what it is. I'm like, all right, good. But man, it would be crazy. And then of course, the officers are out there and everything as the snow is just falling and it's getting even more crazy out there weather-wise. So then they key up as they're asking for a wrecker, and you hear like another car just going by them and going into the ditch or the median or something. And oh man, that's some scary shit. Like I can't even imagine being out there during that time. Let's see. Marco here says, "I've heard people that know what it's actually called call it the medium." Oh, so it's the medium. I get it. So not the meridian though, right? It's not that part of it. So yeah, that it would be pretty crazy. Because let's see, James here says the blizzard of 1996. A truck hit a car and ripped the rear axle off of the car. No injuries. Snaps. Well, and I'm guessing that I don't know, it was 1996, so you probably were not getting phone call after phone call after phone call, because I mean, cell phones weren't really that big during that time. I mean, unless you had one of those, brick Nokia phones, which I did have. I had a brick Nokia phone during that time. One of the few teenagers who had a cell phone and a pager, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yep. I had both. Let's see. James says one call only. See, there you go. It's so much different now though, right? Because just everybody is calling. Everyone has a cell phone and everybody is calling, which is good though, because sometimes, people don't call or they don't want to get close or anything like that. So you do have some people who are calling in, but it just seems like every year, you go through wintertime, people get used to it again. You go through the whole year and you come back around and that first snow and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to drive in this. Oh, I'm guessing it'll always be like that though, right? Things will never change. But that's also, job security, right? It's also job security. So that's good too. Okay. So again, if you have any funny 911 stories, throw them in the comments and I will read them. But I want to show you this as well, right off the bat, because I want to get some of your thoughts on this. So let me put this up on the screen here. Okay. So I shared this throughout social media, and I shared this because this comes from an old radio station. The radio station is still there and everything, of course. But when I used to live in Michigan, this is the radio station that I used to listen to. It was actually my favorite, though, was 94.5, and that was KLQ. But they ended up dying out. It didn't show up there. It wasn't there anymore. So now it's 97.9 WGRD. And I used to listen to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show all the time. And I still do every so often. But they posted this. And I wanted to share this to see if any of you have ever done this before. Now, don't be shy. It's okay. We're all here together. We're sharing this. But they shared this, and it says, when you thought you went mute, fart, unmute, but you were already muted, so you went unmute, fart, mute. And all they heard on the call was silence, a fart, and then silence again. So come on. Have any of you done this before? Or do you have a coworker? Like, you don't have to say their name or anything, but has this ever happened before? I do want to I want to read this really quick here. Marco says, but everyone wants to be that hero to call in and say, I was the first one to call. Yes. And then you burst their bubble and say, yeah, we got it already. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, we're kind of dicks like that, right? In a way, because we kind of steal their thunder, where someone's like, "I saw this just happen. I had to call it in." It's just like, on YouTube or any post or anything where people end up commenting and they just say first. They don't even comment on whatever the video is or whatever the post is. They just put first because they want to be the first person there. And you're right. It's just kind of like that. When people call it in and they want to help out, which is good. Please, people continue to call in. But yes, you can hear it though in their voice sometimes that they call in and then you say, yes, we got that already. And they're like, oh, all right. You have to be a dick about it. and the dick meaning us, letting them know, no, you weren't the first one to call in. But I want to go back over here to this here. Has this ever happened before? Because I know there have been times where you have at least taken a phone call and you thought you were on mute, but you were not. And the caller heard you, whatever it was that you were saying. And sometimes that sucks, right? I had a good friend who was on here once, and I know she's posted in the comments before, and I think when I had her on as a guest one time, she mentioned this as well. But she was singing a song, and I don't remember what song it was, but she thought she had them on mute while she was looking something up in the in-house computer, and she's singing, and the caller ends up telling her how awesome her voice is. And, what do you do? What do you do after that? There's nothing you can do because, well, they already heard you. Shit already happened. It's not like you can put it back in. There's no rewind. You have to just go with it. And I know I've said this one before, but for some of the people who are here that are new, I remember there was one time that I was on the phone and I didn't even try to mute it. I just had them on the phone and I was typing a message through the MCT to one of the troopers, and I had to tell her something. I had it written out on the command line, but I never hit enter. Okay, so my caller asks me something and I end up responding, but when I respond, I'm looking at the command line at the message that I was going to send, and I simply read part of the message that I was going to send to the trooper, and my caller says, "I'm sorry, uh, what did you say?" And I had to bite my lip, and I was just like, "Oops, I'm sorry. That wasn't for you. That was actually a message, a part of a message that I was sending to one of the troopers who's heading to you." And the caller's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. I was just I just wasn't sure." I was like, I apologize greatly for that. I am so sorry." But shit happens. It happens and you just continue. You just continue going with it because there's nothing else you can do, right? Except continue doing your job and hope that it doesn't get QA'd. Oh, man, so it looks like no one has ever had this happen to them before, or even a coworker or anything. No one has ever gone to mute the phone and then burnt and then unmute the phone. Now, I've muted the phone so that I could eat, you know, because we don't always get a chance to eat, right? And when we do, it's usually as you go to take a bite and the damn phone call comes in, and then you're just holding it there, squirrel mode, just waiting, and then you mute and you start chewing as fast as you can. Now, I mean, depending on what it is that you're eating, that works, right? It works. But I remember one time, and it was morning, I had steak and eggs. And it cooked a little bit longer than it usually does because I just we had a lot of calls that were coming in, so I didn't get to check on it as much. So it got a little more cooked. So while I'm trying to eat it, it's a little more chewy than I would like. So I'm just chewing and chewing and chewing. I'm like, damn, uh, Lord, help me that I'm able to get through this. And so, but I was successful though. I was successful with the muting and unmuting of this call, so it was fine. Otherwise, I mean, that caller would have been able to hear me chewing that entire time, and that would have sucked. But there have been callers though that they call in, you're on the phone with them for a while, they're waiting for an officer to get out there or whichever, and they tell you that they're going to put the phone down, and you say, "Go ahead. Yeah, leave the line open. Go ahead and put the phone down so that I can listen to the background in case something happens," right? Because we want to be aware of what's going on, especially when we have help going out there. And then you just hear the caller start peeing. And then you're like, "What the shit?" It's like, "Come on, guy. Like, you couldn't warn me? Like, you couldn't put the phone down outside of the bathroom?" But then they get back on the line and they say, "Sorry about that. I mean, you did say to put the phone down and keep the line open." And you're like, You know what? That is accurate. That is accurate. You're correct. I did say that. Um, you're right. You followed my directions to a P." And Carly, yes, gnawing on gnawing on the cow. Hashtag gnawing on the cow. And then Marco, and then the toilet flushes. Yes. Yeah. And then the toilet flushes, and you're like, all right. Like, oh man. But honestly, I would rather hear that than some of the other crazy shit that we hear on the phone, right? Because there's tons of crazy shit that we end up hearing on the phone. I would rather hear someone in the bathroom, I guess. In a way, ugh, I don't actually no, I take it back. I don't know. It's it's craziness either way. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. What would you rather do? How about that? What would you rather do? Yes. Here, right here. Whoosh. The vomiting is the worst. That's true. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think I took a call once where there was maybe a teenager or something. This was like a party, and they were calling. The person had too much to drink, and they were all freaking out, and it was just vomiting and vomiting and oh, they ended up being fine. But yeah, those are the worst. But I mean, all you can do is be that voice, right? Be that calm voice, and like, "Yeah, it's all right, we got help on the way." It's almost like, the over the phone version of pulling their hair back because you're being there for them. Let's see, Carly goes on to say, "You hear the heave, then the splatter." Oh my god. No, you're right. You're right. You do. You end up hearing that. So, I've got a story then. As I have this picture up here. And it's embarrassing, but I've told this I've told some of this before, in one of the stories, stuff that's happened to me. Oh, hold on. Marco says, especially when you ask them their name and he says it while vomiting, all you hear is, "My name is Ralph." Nice. That's some up and smoke shit right there. His name is Ralph, man. Oh, that's good shit right there. I like that. Yeah, and it's awesome too. Like if the officer keys up on the radio and says, Central, can you advise the name?" Dude, if I were the one who is on radios and they asked for the caller's name, I would definitely give it back over the radio just like that. Central Canine 4. Caller advised his name is Ralph. I would have to. I would have to do it. Depending on the call, right? Depending on the call and the severity of it, I probably wouldn't do it because I would definitely get in trouble, right? I would get in trouble. Definitely get written up. However, if it was just a regular call and uh, I would give it back like that. I would definitely give it back. Hell yes, I would do it. I would say Ralph. And Carly, yes, love me some Cheech and Chong as well. Okay, so this whole fart thing. So here's a question for you. Let me switch how this looks here. There we go. Now it's smaller on this side versus my face. Okay. So I cannot believe I'm going to tell you this right now. Oh shit. And people are going to be able to watch this, and if you're a patron, you get an audio version of this as well. Gosh, dang it. Let's see. Carly says, "Dispatch to Medic 4. Cord? I can't even talk. Code green. Bring a mop." Chunky green. Oh, geez. So, how many of you, while in dispatch, how many of you developed different issues? It could be anything. So, I'll say this: when I was in dispatch, there were not a lot of issues I had in the beginning. Okay, but So I didn't have like high blood pressure in the beginning. I also didn't have stomach issues in the beginning. So this, nope, other way. This, this right here makes me laugh because this is so bad. um, I developed some like stomach issues while I was there, but I say okay, I developed it, but it was definitely me, all me. It was the bullshit that I was eating, the bullshit that I was drinking, sitting all the time. I never took that moment to. Well, I did later on, but not in the beginning. Didn't get up and like walk around or anything like that. And we had plenty of room too in that central dispatch, but I was just working and working and working. So I I ended up having a lot of stomach issues when I was probably the middle of my dispatch career, and I didn't have a mute unmute issue like this with gas or anything. However, um, I do remember that, and especially because I'm lactose intolerant, we would order pizza, and I would eat pizza. Seriously, I cannot believe I'm telling all of you this, because now I know that the next time I see some of you at conferences, you're gonna be like, "Hey, you want some pizza?" Or some bullshit like that. Because I've told my Red Bull, Red Bomb burrito story so many times, and that sometimes people will walk up and mention it, or they will take a picture of the burrito that I talk about in my story, and they will send it to me either on my feed on Facebook or in Messenger or in an email. That's so bad, but it's so funny though. That's the thing. It's hilarious. So I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I love to laugh, obviously. So that's why I always talk about that shit. Literally that shit. So I would be sitting, if I was sitting on phones by myself, it was nothing, because nobody's over there on that side with me. So if I had to crack one off, it was okay. But if I was sitting on the other side in the lean console would be, the we're running NCIC and warrants, license checks, all that other shit. Which is also backup phones and backup radios. Okay. I would um and I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but you hold you hold having to crack one off, it ends up going up like into your back, and you end up having like a back fart. Which is horrible, because I remember one time, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to enter a warrant and answer some other messages that are going through, and I was like, "Oh my god, please help me that I can hold this air biscuit back." Also, when I said if you have any funny 911 stories to put them in the comments, I'm also talking about funny 911 incidents that have either happened to you or some of your coworkers. Like I'm talking about here about myself. Okay. um, so I remember sitting there and just freaking out because I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be loud. I can just feel it. And lo and behold, the person sitting at main radios, they had said that nothing was really going on. And sure as shit, it's like saying the Q word, stuff started happening. So luckily, someone keyed up on the radio, and right when they keyed up on the radio, it happened. Like I had no control because it was like a back fart. It was up here in my rib cage. And I remember my oh, you hear my voice? I went way high. Fuck, I am 13 all over again. I I remember that happened, and my coworker who's sitting at main radio, she goes, and I just sat there. It's like nothing happened, just typing. I was like, nope, I'm not claiming that. Oh man, that sucked. Like it took a little while for me to get my body back in check with the stomach issues that I was having, because you're adding, you got coffee, you've got which some of you know, if you're drinking coffee in dispatch, for some of you, just a few minutes after you have like half of that cup, it's going to go through you, and just you need to run to the bathroom, and hopefully no one is in the bathroom that's right there in dispatch. But then again, it's not allowed for you to go into the bathroom in dispatch to drop heat. You need to go down the hall. but but that one I remember specifically, sitting there and my back just doing its own thing, my body doing its own thing, and just it happened to happen right when my partner keyed up, and I was just like, oh, thank God. Yes, yes, what Marco said right here, the bubble guts begin to happen for sure. Yes, that's bullshit. Especially if you're sitting there and it's just like, oh. There's nothing you can do. You just go with it. And I remember after everything like started dying down a little bit, I was like, I'm gonna go down the hall. I'll be right back. Go and then come back, and they're like, "Are you all right, dude?" Like, I don't know. I do not know. I apologize. It's just air. It's not heat. So now, if you ever hear me in an open mic session at a conference after Imagine Listening, and I'm talking about back farts, you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And those are the weirdest things, because you can feel it going through your rib cage. Oh my god, man, this is so bad. Let's see. In the comments, Jennifer says, last night my partner decided to watch a scary TikTok and scream while I was taking a 911 call. My reporting party heard her and said, "Was that you?" She was across from me, but it startled her big time. Oh, that is amazing. That is so good. Uh, and anybody who's here in the audience right now, has this happened to you? Have you done this before? Because one of the things that we used to do in dispatch, and I will say this right now, it was only in the middle of the night when nothing was going on, because we had a certain phone line that here, let me take this off here really quick. There we go. Because we had a line, all right? We had a line where the officers would call in. We knew that whenever the specific line would ring, that it was an officer. So we whenever someone would end up coming on like that, and we heard them, like, you can hear, right? If you're in the same room, and it's, especially if it's a smaller one, smaller center, that is, you can hear what they're talking about, and basically who they're talking about. And so we would wait if it was an officer, we had this little styrofoam plane. And we had a few of them, but we would be on the other side of the room while they're talking to one of the officers, and we would get it and just and try to clock them in the face while we were in there, because there's nothing going on. They're basically calling in for like reporting numbers or something else. So we would get that airplane and just, and then you would hear, and you would hear our partner, whoever it was that we hit, go, "What the dude? Why? Why did you do that?" I'm like, "Because, man, payback, payback for when you hit me and I was trying to talk on the phone." Oh man. Now, you don't have to put it in the comments, but I'm just wondering if anybody else has ever done that before. I mean, we were always playing little pranks on each other while we were at work. It also made the time go by. We had one time where this was when I was working morning shift. There was only one stint of mornings that I worked out of the entire time that I was in dispatch. Because midnight shift was my jam. That was my thing. I loved midnight shift. But this one time, the and I'm the supervisor at the time. We've got the supervisor that is coming in, and I had said we should hide. Like, if we can do this, we should hide on the other side of the console so that when he's walking in from the break room, he can't see us. And so we did. And luckily, nothing was going on. We did not think we'd be able to pull that off because, I mean, it's dispatch, it's 911. There's always something going on either in the radio or the phone. And for some reason, the planets were aligned and nothing happened. So we see him in the cameras that he's coming up and stuff. So we just immediately go and we hide on the other side of the consoles. And we hear him in the break room and we're just like, oh, come on, no phone call, no phone call. And there wasn't anything. And then the door opens. So we're just there, just like barely breathing, trying to make sure that he can't hear us. And he walks in rather into the center and is just standing there. He was just standing there, and then you could hear him backing up, and then the door shut. And we got up right away, and we we hauled back to our consoles and stuff, and then the radio started going off and the phone started ringing like normal. It was like, oh, the dispatch gods were helping us out there for that moment so that nothing was going on so we could pull this off. And the door opens and he ends up walking out, and I turned around and looked at him. I said, dude, where have you been? and, and I said, what happened? I said, we've been here this whole time and we thought we hurt you or something. And he goes, you guys were not sitting there the whole time. And I said, yeah, we were here. Don't you hear the radios and everything? We've been here the whole time. Nah, son. You guys were not there. I opened the door. Nothing was going on. It was just all silence. Notice I didn't use the other word. It was all silence. And you guys were nowhere to be found. He goes, I have been in enough situations where I walk into a room and nobody is there, and then something happens. It was the funniest shit. Oh, man, it was so good. We used to have so much fun in dispatch, and I miss it. I definitely miss it, especially with the officers out there on the road, because there was a lot of funny stuff that would happen. I mean, I would be on the radios. And on main radios, and one of the sergeants would call up, and he knew that I was the one who would do this. I would do it. If it was funny, I would definitely do it on the radio. And I was a supervisor at the time, so I didn't care. So, I remember him calling up once and saying, "Hey, I need you to do a status check on K91." Like, why? What's going on? And he's like, just do it. And he's kind of chuckling. I'm like, oh, this dude's taking a shit. So I'm like, all right, I'll go ahead and do it. So I key up on the radio. I'm like, "Toot." Central K91. K91, go ahead. And you can hear the echo. Like K91 status check. K91's 10-4, code brown. Oh man, that was always the best. Apparently, it had been in there way too long, and the sergeant wanted to call him out, but he wanted to use me to call him out because he knew that I would be the one to do it on the radio, and it would be that much more funny because everyone would hear it. So that was always a good time. It was always fun. They're always doing funny shit, and then of course, if there was names or we had a newer person on, they would want to initiate that person on radios, which was always fun too. Let me go back up here into the comments as we're rolling on the hour. I can't believe it's been an hour already. Holy shit, this is craziness. Let's see. So Marco says, I have a sneezing problem where it echoes throughout the room. One time a coworker was taking a call and I sneezed. Her RP said, God bless you. I was across the room. Damn, dude. Oh, that's awesome. Mandy says, we have a sneezer like that. Marco says, it's a condition. Oh, shit. Now I feel bad. I'm sorry, man. Oh, that sucks, though. I have something with sneezing, too. Like, I don't know why, but sometimes, depending on wherever I'm at, like, I don't want to sneeze. So I just, like, I'll start, like, moving my nose around to hold back a sneeze. But then when it finally does come out, I sneeze like 10 times. And now, especially now when you're out and about, if you sneeze, people are like, ah, like, like get away from me, you know? So now I try not to hold it back because if I'm sneezing like 10 times, people are going to freak out, break my leg. And I don't want that shit. Let's see. Mandy says, ha, I just realized you're wearing, yes, I am. That's right. I'm wearing out my blinged out headphones. I love it. See, James says, I'm going to spend my weekend blinging out my headset to match Ricardo's. Awesome. Carly says, perks of being a supervisor. That's right. You are correct. But yes, I love this freaking thing here. Thank you again, once again, to Chagrin Valley Dispatch for hooking me up with one of these blinged out headsets, these headphones. They are superb. And I am looking forward to having any of you on the podcast as well. I sent a message out to your deputy director, and I would love to have you on to share your story and just everything. Again, thank you so much. I love it. Love it. Let's see. Carly here says, I've dispatched medics to Code Brown a few times. They usually get a kick out of it. Oh, yeah. That one is always funny, right? So it's Code Brown. Well, hold on a minute. Let me ask all of you who are watching right now. What do you call it? So for us, it was Code Brown. There was 10-1 and then 10-2. Sometimes people would say 10-3. I'm sure you get the scheme here. But I'm curious. Do you use the same thing? Do you say the same thing? I want to know. Because it's just funny. I want to know. See, Marco says, nah, I'm kidding. Oh, about the condition? Okay, good. I don't feel like such an asshole now. He says, just my normal crazy ass sneeze. You'll have to record that shit, man. I'll play it. Let's see. Mandy says, once got a call from a passerby saying there was a patrol vehicle rolled over on its roof in the Meridian. There you go. See? It's not just in Michigan, the Meridian, and freaked out and started statusing all my guys. One deputy was in the restroom at the time, and a very echoey voice came back with a confused 10-4. Oh, man. Excuse me. See, Chelsea here says Code Brown. Carly says, don't forget your boots on this one, boys. Mandy says, our 10-1 was radio check and 10-2 was loud and clear. Oh, okay. See, after a while, especially because of the state, state troopers and stuff, after a while, we just went to just plain out language, unless it was, of course, 10-4, that everybody uses. Everybody knows that. That one's universal. 1038 for us was traffic stop. 10-5 meant, you don't have to do a status check anymore, because every 3 minutes we would do a status check, but 10-5 we would switch it to 15 minutes. So there was that one. And Dawn, what is going on? Tell Emily I said hello. But yes, so for us, we ended up getting rid of our 10 codes except for those main ones. There was one that we would use for like warrants and stuff, or if somebody is there with you so that we can give you, this pertinent information. And I remember one of the troopers is like, Central, I don't even know what that means. Can you just, do I need to walk away? And we're like, 10-4, like affirmative. Affirmative. And then they would, and then we would tell them, and they're like, just fucking tell me. I mean, they didn't swear on the radio, but that's basically, you could tell in their tone. It was like, just tell me what you need to tell me. But we had to get rid of those 10 codes and stuff, because there was a lot more that we were doing with the state. So, and they didn't know all of those codes. Excuse me. So the regular ones, that we kept, and there was only a handful of those that we kept, but the rest of it, it was just plain speech. You just speak however, and you go with it there. So it was funny. But once we got rid of those, we were able to use that 10-1 and 10-2 for, number 1 and number 2. Or Code Brown. Oh shit, this is so funny. Let's see. Carly says Code Brown, loud and clear. Oh, Mandy says we did too. Plain speak to get the FEMA funds. There you go. That's how you do it. However it works, that's how you do it. Oh, it's good stuff. This has been good. So we are going into the wrap up of Open Mic Live. Thank you all for joining this week. It has been a lot of fun. It is always fun being here with all of you and sharing funny stories, even if it's me talking about the bullshit that I did in dispatch, because it's always fun. Let's see. Melissa here says, we dropped our 10 codes where I used to work, and one of the officers swore up and down if he went 1043, which is a chase, he was just going to come across the radio and say, Central, I'm in hot pursuit. Oh, I love that. That's excellent right there. So I want to share something here really quick before we end this broadcast here. So I'm excited about this. Virtual Academy is our first media partner sponsor. And what this means is we're going to be sharing each other's, what we're doing, interests, different live broadcasts that we're going to be doing. There's other things that I will be doing with Virtual Academy as well. And then, you'll be able to find different things on their website that has to do with Within Trenches Media, as well as the podcast. And then for us, they're going to be doing guest blogs, but also going to be doing a live broadcast once a month, talking about different topics as a media partner. And it's going to highlight some of the stuff that they're doing, some of the people that they're bringing in, the sessions, different classes, and a bunch of other stuff that is going on. So this is going to be really good. On Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time on LinkedIn Live as well as YouTube Live, we will be having kind of a dispatchers roundtable type, but this is a media partner sponsor spotlight that we will be doing, where I will have Virtual Academy on with me, and this is going to be kind of like a meet and greet so that you can find out more about Virtual Academy, what it is that they're doing, and what we are going to be doing as media partners, and them being a media partner sponsor of Within the Trenches Media. And there are more that are going to be jumping on, and we are going to be sharing so much stuff. There's also a dispatchers roundtable that is going to be coming up soon, and I'm trying to decide. There's going to be maybe one or two on the same topic, and this has to do with 911 Saves Act, as well as the reclassification of 911 dispatchers and call takers. The first one is going to be on the federal level. The second one is going to be on the state level, and there are some folks already that I've spoken to who will be coming on for the state level one, and the stuff that they've done, and we'll learn so much more about all of that. So make sure to tune in for that. That is going to be this month, as well as some in the beginning of next month. So excuse me, look out for those. There's so many more Dispatchers Roundtable episodes that are going to be coming up. And if you're a patron of the podcast, you get an audio version of that as well. That is a perk only for patrons. So make sure to look out for that. Once again, thank you all for joining me tonight. This has been a lot of fun. It's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, unless I am out and about traveling, doing, just working on the road and stuff. Then I usually do those on Saturdays for a late night open mic. And that is an even more different crowd that ends up jumping on, and we're sharing even more funny shit. So either way, make sure to check us out. I love being here with all of you. Thank you for the support, as always. This live broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital, Rapid Deploy, as well as Carbine. And big shout out to patrons, as always. If you have any comments, questions, or you want to be a guest on the show, you can email us, and that is going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that is wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. That is @91podcast. You can like us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/Within the Trenches Podcast. If you are looking for any perks, bonus episodes, early releases, discounts to the store, all that good stuff, you want to help support us, you can hit us up, patreon.com/WTT podcast. And there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming to that as well. I'm just so excited. There's so much stuff that, man, I can't even talk about all of it. Especially one that I've been wanting to talk about for some time now that happened back in July. I'm still waiting for the green light on that one, but it'll be worth the wait. I promise. It'll be worth the wait. Also, like I mentioned, episode 418 is going to be coming up next week, Wednesday. And then I've got 419 and then episode 420. I'm trying to get something set up for 420. That episode is going to be more of a funny one, where we're going to be sharing different funny dispatch stories and calls and stuff. But you'll have to wait for that one. We'll see how that one goes. Hopefully I can pull off what I'm trying to pull off, because it would be amazing if I could do it. So stay tuned for that. And this can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. And you can listen to the flagship show Within the Trenches podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.